There is a rebel yell coming from LaPlace on this Thanksgiving week, and for good reason. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to This Week in River Parish Football. I'm Eric Ritchie, pleased to be joined by Riverside head coach Bill Stubbs. It's a tailgate party outside the Cajun Grill, 135 Belterre, right off the airline highway. Coach Stubbs, what a great season it's been, what a great run, and what a thrill it is to be practicing on Thanksgiving week.
Always good to be practicing on Thanksgiving week. You know, it's always, we get more practice, which is you know, one of the blessings of being able to do this. Yeah, there's no distractions. You've got no school, so you can take your time and practice and go through some things. So it's a good week. It's a lot of fun for coaches and kids.
Over the next 30 minutes, we'll be joined by Coach Stubbs, and as you can see and hear behind us, plenty of Rebel Nation behind us as well. We've got the cheerleaders. We'll take us to break in just a little bit. Some of the players are here representing Riverside tonight, as well as some of the coordinators, assistants, fans. Ryan Cascio, of course, the owner of Cajun Grill and Catering, want to talk about his business, especially during the holiday season and all the good catering options that you have. But Coach, first of all, let me just say, when we ended the month of September, 0-4 for Riverside. You just got beat by Curtis 59-0. If I would have told you at that point that we would be sitting here right now getting ready for a quarterfinal rematch with Curtis, would you have believed me back then?
Yeah, I really would. It's you know, we have the system in place, and we just knew that we had to be patient. The thing that has really been pretty exciting here is that the kids were patient with us as well. I think that's real important.
What do you think would be, I would say, maybe the key to the success of winning 6 of your last 7 games, including knocking off an 8 seed, then a 9 seed in the playoffs?
Well, I think, you know, one of the keys is the belief factor. You know, when kids, when they believe in themselves, you know, then the confidence starts to build.
Riverside, one of 4 River Parish football teams involved in second-round playoff action last week. Let's go ahead now and take a look at last week's highlights, and guess where we start with those Riverside Rebels. It's been an amazing turnaround for those Rebels after an 0-4 start, a second-round home playoff game with 9th seed Episcopal. Everybody pumped at Riverside. Glenda, a 5th grade teacher for 9 years, she's got the knuckles. No, those aren't knuckles. She's just checking the tickets. First huge play came from the Riverside defense. Fumble recovery, loose ball, who's got it? Number 33 at the bottom of the pile, that's Corin Wallace. That drive would stall, but great defense from Riverside. Brandon Hemel came up with the play later on. Then the senior, Trent Fye. Young man has moved all over position-wise and continues to make plays. After falling behind 7-0, the Rebels starting to heat up offensively, like Norm and those French fries. Deuce Wallace, the freshman quarterback, screen pass to Jonquil Sanders. That's a big gain. Sanders had 8 receptions and 131 yards. Second quarter now, Wallace to Herb McGee, the fellow freshman. He had a monster game as well. Then it was Deuce going back to Sanders, a 52-yard gain. Watch Sanders cut back once and then cut back again, all the way to the house. Riverside fights back from a 22-7 hole. A 20-yard touchdown from McGee with 20 seconds left was the difference. 294 yards passing and 3 touchdowns for Deuce. McGee had 9 catches, 153 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, and the game winner. Riverside advances to face Curtis, winning 28-22. Let's set up airline just a little bit and check in with St. Charles, hosting 2nd seed Notre Dame Crowley. The Comet soccer moms have the right idea, selling hot chocolate. I'll take a cup on a night like this. The defending 3A champs trailed 14-0 at the half, but how's this for a statement? Starting the 3rd quarter, that's Sam McMahon. Young man has been all over the field all season long. Safety, cornerback, special teams, doesn't matter. McMahon would get up. This guy makes plays. And so does Tulane commit Luke Jackson. Big number 44, you want another tackle for loss? Add him up on the season, you'd need a calculator. The big play in special teams, always so important in the playoffs, and it came to fruition here. Block punt for the Comets. Connor Weston gets credit getting a piece of that ball, and on the bottom of the pile, talk about Mr. Versatility. Brandon Zimmer, he scores touchdowns, he blocks, he catches passes, and here he recovers a fumble. Austin Weber, a running back by trade. He's been doing it for Coach Monica at quarterback all year. Picks up a big first down to move the chains. An important drive now. Weber, one more time, got the time. This time he's going to go to the air. Chad McNeil, he's been finishing this season off strong. Another first down for St. Charles. Back to Weber. He's the Fatties defending player of the week. He's going to roll and near side, watch him. He's going to come down, knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and no backing down by the sophomore wearing number 2. St. Charles now at point-blank range, and watch the blocking up front on the right side. Andrew Pont, Navarro, Troxler, and Zimmer follows him right into pay dirt. That's a St. Charles touchdown. Suddenly, it's a 14-7 game with just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. But the Pioneers would answer with a couple more touchdowns. First on a keeper from quarterback Brad Stoma, it was 20-7. Then their next possession, big Austin Thibodeau. He's going to gain 34 yards on this run and go deep into St. Charles territory. 3 plays later, it's Thibodeau finishing what he started. 27-7 is the final on this night. The defending 3A champs bow out, but what a ride it was.
We're a team that has to methodically move the ball down the field, and we have to take care of it. But it wasn't a situation where we gave the ball game away. It was a situation where they beat us. They outright beat us, and they deserved to win a game.
West St. John is our next stop. The Rams on a collision course back to the Superdome. They're hosting their rivals, White Castle, in round 2. This is a nice start. Austin Howard, how efficient has this young man been? An 11-yard pass to Keith Miller after a 2-point conversion. Rams led 8-0. 8 for 12, by the way, for Howard, passing 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeremy Jackson, about as hot as you can get as a running back right now. He's going to take this one out from 7 yards out. Go ahead and celebrate, JJ. You deserve it. Big run for West St. John. It's 14-6. After a Justin Bethencourt 59-yard punt return closed the scoring in the first half, well, they opened up the scoring in the second half with another special teams touchdown. Again, it's Jeremy Jackson. This guy has been unbelievable lately. This one, 84 yards to the house, and West St. John was in command. Now, you know, Jackson and Howard aren't the only guys in that Rams backfield. Kylan Favorite, guy had a monster season a year ago. Well, he's doing it again this year. 2 more touchdowns for Favorite on this night, a 45-yarder and a 12-yarder, finished with 120 on the night, goes over 1,000 for the season. West St. John, they're advancing after beating White Castle 48-12.
Our mantra of any good football team is being able to play defense and hold opposing teams. And then if you can couple defense and special teams, you know, give you a good formula for success. So I was very, very pleased with the kickoff return for a touchdown. I was very pleased with the punt return for a touchdown. I was very pleased with defensive execution, the bend but don't break attitude. And then, you know, offensively, you know, we're just like, you know, just itching to get the ball. Just get us in as soon as we get in there. We just want to go, and we want to go as fast as possible.
They came out competitive. They came out swinging at us. But we know that was going to happen because of their first loss. So we know what we had to do. We buckled down, we got in the game, we kept swinging back, and we never let up.
Leading up the whole week, the hype was like, everybody was talking about it. So we knew it was a tough game. They had us down 10-0 in the first game. So we knew we had to come out swinging.
I mean, I think I did pretty good, but I always could do better. You know, I mean, I just got to come in the game with the mindset is good ain't good enough.
You talk about these guys. How good were they?
I know they got my back, and they know I got their back. So I just give them all the credit for what they're doing and helping me to set my passing game up, because there's 2 dual threats.
Our final stop takes us to Hahnville, the fireworks in Booty, and for rightful reason. That's because once again, Sergio Medina and this offense is clicking. Down 7-0, give the ball to Sergio. A 5-yard touchdown, and Hahnville had tied the game at 7. Later now, Medina, this time on the pitch, he's going to go 17 yards for the touchdown. On the night, 30 carries for Medina, 143 yards. This touchdown made it close, but this one gave Hahnville their first lead of the game. Medina from 2 yards out powers into the end zone. With 6:35 left, Hahnville led 28-24. But on this night, Hahnville had no answer for Mr. Harris. He's going to almost tiptoe into the end zone here before he gets hit. An 11-yard run, 3:44 left to go. That would do it. Hahnville's season is over. Parkway comes back to win it 31-28. But what a ride it's been for Lou Valden's squad after falling behind this season 0-4 to start the year. Coach, it's time for us to take our first break on this Thanksgiving Day edition of This Week in River Parish Football. It's a tailgate party, so why not? The Riverside Cheerleaders?
There it is. Can't get any better than this.
Players, fans, family, take it away as we go to break on This Week in River Parish Football.
G-O! Come on, Rebels, let's go! G-O!
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort, Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP, Electrical Protection Plan. We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home. Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator Maintenance Program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When the storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club.
At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com. And welcome back to This Week in River Parish Football, a Thanksgiving edition from the Cajun Grill and Catering. And of course, around the Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays, you want to think about calling up Ryan Cascio and get your catering needs for all Thanksgiving and Christmas. We'll talk more about that as we move along, but let's talk a little bit about this week's matchup. Of course, a matchup with not only one of the top teams in our area, but Curtis, certainly one of the top teams around the country right now. But how do you see this matchup?
Well, number one, of course, the word out there is we've gotten a lot better. But I think on the same hand, you got to realize those guys have gotten a lot better as well. So you take that in consideration. You know, we had an opportunity the first time we played these guys, you know, to see a lot of different things that they were doing, you know where their strengths are. You try to find those weaknesses, those little holes that you can work against. You know, unfortunately, there's not that many, but I think the maturity of our kids right now is really what gets me excited about where we're at with our club.
That deserves a high five, but Coach has already been here, done that, so you know we're not doing the high five. It's time for the hypothetical five with Coach Bill Stubbs. 5 what-if questions, all right? You ready? What-if question number 1 with Bill Stubbs. On this Thanksgiving Day holiday, what if you would have to pick the most thankful thing you are right now? What are you thankful for the most?
Oh, you know, my wife, my family, the community, being where I am now. Yeah, it's a great environment. I've been around this thing and you know, did this for a long time, but I just like the support. The Riverside community is very, very special.
Hypothetical question number 2. What if you could pick a player from any era, 40s, 50s, wide receiver, quarterback, defensive player that you could coach? We asked you last time we had you on if you could, you know, pick a mentor as far as in the coaching profession. What about as a player? Who's someone that you've admired that you said, man, I'd love to have him on my squad, coach him, and kind of coach him up a little?
We're gonna get real dated here.
All right.
I was always growing up Johnny Unitas. You know,
Nothing wrong with that.
He was a guy that he just did it by the book. He was very, very competitive, and you know, that's always, even to this day now, you know, a guy that was always been my hero. What
if you could pick a moment when you were playing high school football that stood out? What do you remember about Bill Stubbs, the player? What can you tell us?
Well, I don't know that where I grew up playing high school football, it was South Georgia. And in Thomasville, Valdosta, of course, Valdosta was always perennial #1 in the country. A guy by the name of Wright Bazemore coached him out there, and most folks around here probably don't know about that, but it was a huge game. You know, 20,000 people every year. You know, the governor flies in. It's an annual thing for that game, and catching the ball in the back of the end zone, you know, to go up by a score was was pretty serious at that point in time for me.
That's good. Question number 4. What if it's been a movie already? It's been a movie-like season for an 0-4 start, getting into the 3rd round of the playoffs, been off for a decade almost from coaching. What a run it's been. What if you could hand-pick the person to play Bill Stubbs in the movie this year? I don't know what you guys think. What does Bill Stubbs think? Who would? Uh-oh.
They're saying Herb McGee. He played me a couple weeks ago at school, so and he really did a pretty good job.
So Herb McGee would be Bill Stubbs in the movie? We're going to hear from Herb in just a little bit as well. All right, hypothetical question number 5, the $1 million question. We all want to know, what if you could pick one area of importance in this football game Friday night against Curtis for Riverside to come on top? What would it be?
I'm a special teams guy, and the special teams is really so important. I think we learned a lot last time we played them on special teams, so we got to do a much better job in that area, which I think we have been as of late. We just got to do the things that we can do. Don't get trying to reinvent the wheel here.
Well, that's outstanding. We appreciate that time. We're going to let Coach get inside. We're going to bring Lori Lyons up here after commercial break from riverparishfootball.com. I want to talk to some of your assistants that made the trip here, your coordinators as well. So let's take a break, but as we do so, the Fatties Player of the Week, and you're going to want to stick around, especially you Riverside fans. We're back after this with Coach Bill Stubbs. Time now for our candidates for the Fatties Player of the Week. Hahnville running back Sergio Medina, a machine, 30 carries, 143 yards, and 4 touchdowns, but Hahnville came up short. Riverside wide receiver Herb McGee, 9 catches, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the game winner with 20 seconds left. West St. John running back Kylan Favorite, 11 carries, 120 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. West St. John running back Jeremy Jackson, close to 90 yards rushing and an 84-yard kickoff return touchdown to set the tone in the second half. The winner of our Fatties Player of the Week after this. Fatties Main Street Grill and Sports Bar in LaPlace. You gotta check it out. Come to Fatties on Main Street in LaPlace for these daily specials.
My name is Herb McGee. I play wide receiver. I go to Riverside Academy, and I'm the Fatty Player of the Week.
Herb McGee is the leading receiver in all of River Parish football, and he's just a freshman. He had 153 yards receiving and 9 receptions on Friday to go along with 2 touchdowns, including the game winner with 20 seconds left, giving Riverside a 28-22 second-round playoff win.
Jonquil and Vine, they did a great job of blocking, and I made a couple players miss and got in the end zone. Well, I just knew I couldn't drop it, and I had to get in the end zone. It was great. I mean, to know that I scored and came back from behind, it was a great feeling. Coach Timmy, the head of our athletics, told me that in the first half I had made a fumble on kickoff, and he told me to keep my head up. And he told me don't get down. My teammates, they look up to me, and I just did what he said, and it all worked out.
Herb McGee, the 4th Riverside Rebel to win the Fatties Player of the Week.
At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's my health insurance lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's my health insurance lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's my health insurance lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com. It's playoff time in football all over Louisiana, and Brock's Automotive has got the spirit. Stop by our shop in Reserve for these playoff specials. An oil change with a 9-point inspection for $29.95. Rotate and balance most tires for $24.95. Radiator and heater flush, plus coolant for $49.95. Brock's Automotive with 24-hour towing service. From one generation to the next.
You can stay in touch with your RTC email account whether you're away from your computer or away from home.
There are several ways you can do this.
By going to the RTC webpage, you can access webmail, accessible from any computer in the world.
You can also set up your smartphone or your tablet to receive your email.
Being able to access your email anywhere, anytime is a great convenience when you're out of town and a necessity in times of emergencies. That's one more way that RTC treats you like the friend and neighbor that you are.
River Parish Football, you got to keep winning, and I'm glad to be practicing on the Thanksgiving break.
Welcome back to This Week in River Parish Football. Robert Valdez from West St. John brings us back from commercial break outside the Cajun Grill and Catering, 135 Belterre Boulevard here in LaPlace. Great seafood, great salads, catering. We'll talk more about that as well. Lori Lyons from RiverParishFootball.com joins us. Lori, you covered this first round matchup with Curtis and Riverside. What was your impressions of that game? And I guess what's your take now here in round two?
Well, I don't think that this is the same Riverside team that we saw the first time. This team is much improved. Everybody has a little more swagger in them, especially after the run they've been on. What struck me about the first game was Curtis passed the ball. Curtis never has a passing game. You know, occasionally they'll throw 2 times, but they passed the ball. And when I asked JT about it after, he said that he knew that Riverside would stack the box and they would be able to try and throw the ball on him. So I don't know if they'll do that again this time, but it'll be interesting to see.
Speaking of JT, we had a chance to stop by and talk to Coach Curtis this week to get his take on what he thinks about this game after playoff wins 50-6 and 64-0 to get to this point.
I think you've got to take care of your business, and certainly you're going to have to make adjustments to what they've done. Their quarterback, obviously, is no longer a freshman. He's a sophomore. He's been playing for a whole year, throwing the ball extremely well. Their receivers are learning him better and better. You can see that in the timing of their routes. Their defense is more physical. They've always had good speed. They're running the football well. And so I think it's going to come down, like it usually does in a big game, to execution.
So there's JT Curtis now, game 2. 2 teams left in the River Parishes. West St. John, of course, the Rams made it all the way to the Superdome last year. They're on a collision course to doing the same. But again, Vermilion Catholic stands in their way, Lori.
It's a rematch of last year's semifinal game. I know that Coach Valdez has talked about their capability and their predilection for making big plays. They're a big play team, and he was concerned about that. He talked about how he was worried about breaking down the film this week on them, and it's going to be a great game. He said, I think he said that was one of the greatest games he had ever been involved with last year. So we'll see.
Kylan Favorite had 4 touchdowns in that game a year ago. Let's hear now from not only Coach Valdez, but a couple of West St. John defenders, guys like Dontre Turner that have done the job on the defensive side of the ball for West St. John this year.
The key to this game is going to be determined by the offensive and defensive line. If you control the line of scrimmage, whatever team can control the line of scrimmage is going to be successful. They have tremendous athletes. We have tremendous athletes, and you know, for us, we have to be able to control the offensive line of scrimmage, and we have to control the defensive line of scrimmage to give us a chance to win.
Cause they're gonna come out ready to fight. You know, we went down there last year. We took one from them. They're gonna be ready. So keep our composure.
The key is the pursuit to the ball. We have to make sure that the ball carrier is down. Defensive line, we have to dominate up front. And if we dominate, you know, it's going to be an easy ball game.
Lori, let's talk now, I guess, overall. We're down to 2 of the 8 River Parish teams alive, West St. John, Riverside. What's your take on this Thanksgiving Day week when really you just want to be alive and playing at this point? We still got 2 teams around.
I think a lot of coaches consider their season a success if they're practicing Thanksgiving week and beyond. It comes down, it's do or die time. You're so close that you don't want to go home. I talked to Deuce Wallace today, and he said, you know, you just don't want it to end. You don't want it to be over yet. And I think everybody's fighting for their life right now.
It's been a fun run, and let's see what happens this Friday. Lori Lyons from RiverParishFootball.com. We take a break. We'll let the crowd take us to break here outside the Cajun Grill in LaPlace. We're back right after this.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort, Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP, Electrical Protection Plan. We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home.
Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator maintenance program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When the storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club. At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's my health insurance lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's my health insurance lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's my health insurance lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com. Want to make sure we give love to our friends at RTC. Yeah, they're #1 for putting on this week in River Parish Football. Certainly want to thank Katie and Bill and the folks. But now let's go in and run it like a gauntlet. I feel like a player. Let's go inside the Cajun Grill and Catering, the Riverside cheerleaders, giving us a little love. But we got the players here. We're going to introduce the players and let them introduce themselves. Here we go.
Garrett Ganeshow, Evan Kirkwood,
Herb McGee, Juwan Bell,
Seth Rome,
Von Ziggy Jr.,
Titus Andrew,
Austin Noob,
Deuce Wallace,
Richie George,
Darian Cook.
We always talk about these offensive guys, but what a job defensively you guys have done this year as well.
We did good. We played as a team, and we worked hard. And we're gonna come out with a win Friday.
What's it been like up front in the trenches?
It's been a very fun year as a senior going out there and playing, but against John Curtis is a little tough, but we got to play hard and play strong.
What's going to be the key to this football game Friday night?
Well, the key is just going to be executing what Coach Stubbs went over and all the coaches to do what we have to do to get this win.
I want a round of applause for these players making it this far right now. Let's hear it for these Riverside Rebels and what they've accomplished so far this season. This show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for this guy, Ryan Cascio, hosting us tonight at the Cajun Grill and Catering.
It's been awesome. It really has been. You know, came out of nowhere, very unexpected, and we came out and we did what we had to do, and we're still playing right now where a lot of us aren't.
As we found out last time we were here, the salads are tremendous, seafood, po' boys, but catering, especially this time of the year, Ryan, that's what we want to stress.
Yes, we do catering for all occasions, especially Christmas time. We do a lot of trays, po' boy trays, sandwich trays, vegetable trays, anything anybody needs, we can handle. So give us a call for all your catering needs.
As if this season hasn't been good enough, I hear the future is bright for Riverside football.
The future is real bright. Last time we were here, we talked about how we were fixing to play for the middle school championship. Well, our 7th and 8th grade team came out with a dominant performance and won the championship. We have a lot of good things going on at Riverside right now, both academically and athletically. So if anybody out there is looking to make a switch, Riverside's the place you want to be.
What's it been like for you?
It's been real great. Oh my God, they come from a mighty long way. Hooray!
Oh, it's been exciting. I've been just thrilled. I'm just pulling for them. We're going to go all the way.
Tell me what Rebel Pride means.
Rebel Pride means just part of the community, being family, everyone pulling together and putting it all together and coming through with it.
Rebel Pride means dedication, going all out for the team.
It's been a freshman year to remember. What are you going to remember so far about this season, Deuce?
Well, just the fact that we started out slow and turned everything around during the season and made it in the 3rd round of the playoffs. So that's just a big thing here, and surprise everybody, and we're just going to be ready for Curtis Friday.
Look at this, our Fatties Player of the Week. You got it. Congratulations. Tell me about playing Curtis on Friday.
I mean, we got to come out and play hard, got to execute. It's all about special teams and getting first down.
We got Damian Melanson, who is our offensive coordinator. We got Jade Falgu, who coaches our outside linebackers. We got Dex Falgu, who coaches our receivers. And you got Chris Lashney back over in the back that coaches he's our defensive coordinator and coaches linebackers.
When did you see the light bulb go off with this offense?
Obviously the South Platte game. When the South Platte game, it felt like, that was it. But I really think it goes back to the Brule game also.
The main thing that we've been preaching since we got here has been accountability, and that everything you do is every good thing you do will be rewarded, and every bad thing you do will be punished. And this is a football team that will take advantage of every mistake you make. So that's what our challenge is, just eliminating our mistakes, controlling the things that we can control, and we're going to be okay.
Good luck to not only Riverside, but let's not forget West St. John as well, representing the River Parishes as well. Good luck to both teams. Coach Stubbs, thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it.
That's all for this week in River Parish Football from the good folks here at Cajun Grill and Catering. That's right. Take care. Thanks for watching This Week in River Parish Football.